Welcome to Justin in the Jungle. I got a new microphone this week. That's about it. That's about as good. I still don't have a backdrop yet, so we're still using this backdrop. I got a new microphone this week. It sounds pretty good if I'm being honest with you. Usually I wait till tomorrow to do a recap episode. Couldn't do it today, man. I have a lot to talk about today. First off, if you're listening, you probably know me or know me through the Dirty Sports podcast or Sports Gambling Network. You know that I'm far from a bandwagon Bengals fan. I've been a Bengals fan for close to 30 years, if not more. It was my birthday this week, 42, 12. About then, if I'm being honest, it was around 11 to 12, 13, around that time when I started really cheering for the Bengals. So needless to say, I have been ride or die with these guys. I mean, I got Bengals tattoos. You know, I make the joke, all my golf head covers are Bengals. You know, I'm definitely a fan. I've been with this team through hard times, through great times. And a lot of fond memories, a lot of nightmare memories. You know, I think of the Palmer playoff game. I was actually sitting in Baghdad, Iraq, watching that from a tent, which is crazy. It was like 6 in the morning or something. It was real early in the morning. I just remember I was there with Steelers fans. And the other, horrible playoff game against the Steelers in 2016, those are some nightmare games that when I think about, just bad games, those are the games I think of. Until today. Today, I have never been more embarrassed, ashamed, just all out disgusted with the Bengals organization as I am today. It went through my head today to hold on. My cat's water fountain's going. I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. All right. I apologize for that. I got my cat one of those cool water fountains that drips all the time, and it was being picked up on this new mic that I keep talking about. But back to today, man. Today was, now I got neighbors yelling, man. Let me shut my window here. This is going to be great on audio. All right, try that again. So, yeah, today was the most angry I've ever been with this organization. And it's not close, man. It was, I'm going to be honest with you guys. For the past 2-3 weeks now, I'm a big believer that Joe Burrow shouldn't be playing. Even our win last week in Los Angeles, against Los Angeles, Browning could have done that. Jake Browning could have won that game. Joe Burrow didn't win that game for us. The defense definitely stepped up, did everything it had to do to win that game. And lo and behold, Joe Mixon came out. And Jamar Chase, too. Look, I'm not taking anything away. I'm not taking anything away from the win. Of course, I love the win. But Jake Browning can do this. And think about this. Last week against the Rams, this week against the Titans, next week against the Cardinals. These are 3 weeks that Joe Burrow should be rehabbing right now. Jake Browning can hold his own. You put Jake Browning in there, he has weapons. The past 2 years, my favorite saying always, every time Burrow does something, Joe Burrow is a problem. Joe Burrow is a problem. And up until this year, it was directed to the other teams. He's our problem now. Joe Burrow is slowing us down. As much as I hate to admit it, Joe Burrow is slowing us down. We have a limited playbook with him. It takes the defense 3 possessions to know, okay, here's how they're going to play. Here's what we have to do. We can never run anything tricky. And it was exposed today. That very first drive we had, we looked great. There was a couple plays in there I've never seen before. Got us down there. Unfortunately, we didn't get a touchdown. But we looked good that first drive. And then the Titans picked up on it. And they were talking about the heat today. They were talking a lot about the muggy heat in Nashville. And between that and the consistent 3 and outs on our offense, our defense just got worn out quick. Like, what more can you expect those guys to do? They were giving some problems. They were giving them problems in the beginning. But then it was just like, what more? I mean, they were drained. That Nashville heat drained them. Being out there, they have like a 10-minute drive at one time? Ridiculous. And usually when the Bengals get the football, there's that excitement. You're like, here they come. Here comes Burrow. Here come the boys. Here we go. Not today. Anytime Burrow was on the field, he was getting destroyed, getting lit up. Like, I was chit-chatting with my boy Andy Ruther, and he was even telling me it was giving us like that one of those bad playoff game vibes. And at first, I was kind of like, after that first drive, I was like, I don't like him playing, but it looks like that they've put some new plays in the book that are going to complement the limited mobility he has. But then by the second quarter, I was like, get him out of here. What are we doing? We just spent so much money on this guy, rightfully so. But that's an investment. And that's not what you do when he's like that. I was talking to some friends today, and it seems more like the Bengals are playing for the court of public opinion more than they are to win a Super Bowl in the future. Everyone's like, well, you can't sit Burrow now. You paid him too much. You're going to be the laughing stock of the NFL. Folks, we're the Bengals. We have gladly worn that title many a years. You think I give a damn that another fan base is going to make fun of us for sitting our franchise-backed quarterback? What? If anybody knows football, they know exactly why the Bengals are sitting him and exactly why the Bengals gave him that money. So you're telling me that you are afraid of like what idiots think? What are you doing? We were down. I forget how many, 17 or so in the third quarter. Even then, I was like, get him out of here. What are you doing? We're not coming back. We're down 24 points in the fourth quarter with like 7 minutes left, and you still have him out there. I'll tell you what Joe Burrow's done. Joe Burrow has been such an amazing talent that for almost an entire season, if not more, we forgot how stupid the Bengals ownership is. And I'm sorry, man. And we won't look for a new coach. Should we? I mean, if we had, I mean, obviously he doesn't give a shit about Burrow or he wouldn't have been playing. And if you think the Bengals owners are going to look for a new coach, let me remind you of Marvin Lewis. Yeah. Remember? Every year, there's no way they're going to keep him. There's no way they're going to keep him. There's no way. Marvin Lewis didn't win a playoff game. Taylor's taken us to the Super Bowl. Has won quite a few playoff games, 2 AFC championships appearances. Bengals ain't getting rid of him. Sucks. And I'm not saying call for his head right now. But I'll be honest, today was the most upset I've ever been with the organization. They do not care about their fan base. They don't care for the future. You're starting locker room drama now. I don't know if you guys saw Jamar Chase's post-game interview. He's not happy. He's right. He's always open. But you don't have a quarterback right now that can even throw it 30 yards down the field. We have arguably the best deep threat trio in the NFL. And you want to put a quarterback who's not healthy, who we have the world riding on for the next 5 years, and you want to play them right now in these meaningless games. I'm sorry. Guess what? If we had had Browning in and we lost today, I would have been completely fine with it. I will take a losing season. But I'm not going to sit here and look, I'm hooked. I can't do it. I do know people that are able to stop cheering for teams. I can't stop cheering for these guys, man. These are my Bengals. Like, out of all sports, Ohio State, I'm a LeBron fan. I'm a LeBron fanboy. Wherever he goes, I cheer for. I admit. That's about as bandwagon as I get, but wherever LeBron goes, I cheer for. I love the Buckeyes, but they don't hold a stick. They can't shake a stick, hold a stick, whatever. I don't know. I'm upset. To my Bengals fandom. And today was like just a big middle finger to all fans of these guys. And like I said, man, I've stood by these guys' side through some horrible seasons, through some fun seasons, through some horrible beatdowns that we've taken. But it was always like, that was the fun part about it. Like, and then, I mean, the whole NFL sees now. We have something. And it's been probably my favorite time ever to be a Bengals fan. I started this podcast because I was like, I love talking Bengals football. But today, man, today legit hurt. I was like, these guys don't care about their quarterback. They don't care about their fan base. They just don't care. And we've seen this before. But because of Joe Burrow's success in the past 2 seasons, it was all disguised. But now that Joe Burrow is injured, to say the least, the ownership's shown its ass again. We know now. Every team knows when they come to play. Like, studying film right now can't be too hard. It's the same exact thing we have going. Funniest thing is, like I said, that first possession, we looked great. I think it was the fake pitch to Mixon, and we found Chase on a pass behind the line of scrimmage, and he did his thing. It was a beautiful play. Executed. A few plays. Mixon running the ball. Executed. They didn't do any of those plays again the rest of the game. I don't get it. I truly don't get it. And I know the argument that some people are going to say is, well, if Joe Burrow wants to play, he's going to play. They're probably letting him play because he's demanding that he plays. Okay. He wants to play. But what coach lets his players determine how the teams run? Like, it's obvious. We've seen in interviews during the good times, the players like Zach. That's great. But there has to be some kind of respect. And I'm sorry, you don't have it. If you're letting your own players tell you how to run your team, and you and the owner don't have the sack to tell your very much invested quarterback that, hey, you need to sit out for a few weeks and let your backup get confidence. You know, when he was out during training camp, that Browning took all the first string snaps. He has some experience with that squad. No, I'm not going to say Browning would have won today. Hell, I don't know what would have happened today. Hats off to the Titans, by the way. Great game. Our defense was just so worn out. They just crucified our defense. Everybody, every single person watching that game knew that halfback pass was coming from Derrick Henry for, I think, second quarter touchdown. Sorry if I'm wrong. The whole game's a blur. But we all knew that was coming. So imagine that. Just ordinary Joes like myself watching the game. Oh, okay, here comes the halfback jump pass. The defense is so worn out that they even know it's coming. There's no way that defensive coordinator didn't know that was coming. We all knew it was coming. They brought their big boy in to let him play fullback, one of the defensive linemen. We all knew what was coming. That defense was so worn out already in the second quarter that they couldn't even get to it. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do next week. Do we play them? I mean, obviously we don't, but will they? Who knows? Hell, the Cardinals they just beat Dallas. They ran with San Francisco for a tad bit today. There's no more gimmies for this team. And I stand by my word. You have a better chance at winning next week with Browning than you do Burrow. And your future is much brighter with Burrow. But but you're going to chance it for a game against the Cardinals. Hopefully Thursday's episode will be me celebrating. Not even celebrating. It's too late for that. They know the right thing to do. Now, will they do it? I don't know. Seeing a lot of calls for the offensive line coach's head as well. It is weird. We keep improving on our offensive line every offseason since Burrow's got there. We kept saying we're a great offensive line away from a Super Bowl championship. I mean, Orlando Brown Jr. And we brought in some studs. We have the talent, I think. But I think it's weird that we continue to have offensive line problems. But every season, we look great on paper with our offensive line. See people going for Pollock's head. I can't say that I fault them. I can't say I'm not confused how this happens. It was a rough one today. But you guys know me. I'll be back next Sunday. Rowdied up. Hoo-daying my little hoo-daying. Be back there hoo-daying. Probably, hopefully making a better podcast next week. Hopefully, actually waiting till Monday to put the episode out. But not today. I had a lot built up. I questioned everything about the Bengals organization today. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a good one. I'm going to make a podcast. It's like therapy for me today, folks. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in and letting me lay on your couch. But tell me how the new mic sounds. I like the new mic. Yeah, we got Cardinals next week. Usually I'd be excited. And that's what I was saying too. Usually a Joe Burrow bounce back game is fun. It was like last year when they had their slip ups, you knew Burrow was coming next week for blood. But it ain't happening, man. We need to get that boy sat. T. Higgins now, they're saying he's probably going to miss some time. Just get him sat. Just let these boys rehab. We owe Higgins nothing but a great season. Don't force him back. He's in a contract year. Be smart with him. So, yeah, that's today. If you guys have any questions or anything, always feel free to hit the comments, all that stuff. I'd love to hear from you. Hopefully next episode we'll be on better terms. We'll do a little preview episode. Yeah, but we did get a win a couple weeks ago, so that was good. I got a new mic. That's good too. But that's about all that's good today. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. It's been a fun 24 minutes with you guys. I want to apologize for the little noises in the beginning of this episode. I don't know yet how to pause it and come back and start recording again. Oh, there's a pause button right in front of me. Probably should have used that. But hey, would you guys have it any other way? So from me to you guys, today sucked, but we love them. And we're going to be back next Sunday. I'll be back on Thursday with a preview episode and another parlay that probably won't hit. But I'll be excited about it, thinking it's going to hit, but it probably won't. So, all right, guys, from me to you, who day?